Good morning, my little nerdlings. I am Dr. Shereene Idriss, a board-certified dermatologist based in New York City, and welcome to my YouTube channel where we do this thing called Pillow Talk Derm every Saturday morning. Before I jump into the topic of the week, I have a huge announcement that I'm super excited to share with you guys. I am finally launching the Pillow Talk Derm skincare line, but for 48 hours only. I'm giving you guys an exclusive first access / pre-sale, however you want to call it, on Monday, September 19th, so this upcoming Monday, and Tuesday, September 20th, 2022, in case you watch this 3 years from now. And in order to have access to this pre-sale, you need to log on to pillowtalkderm.com and make sure you are signed up to the Pillow Talk Derm newsletter, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we will be sending out an access code on Monday the 19th to all of those who are part of that newsletter and subscribed, and we will be giving you guys the code that you can use to access the first access pre-sale. I can't give much more information than that, so on Monday the 19th, you guys can start discovering what I've been working on. It is the first few of many to come that I have literally been working on for the past 2 years, and I could not be more. And I hate how influencers and all these people online use excited, but I could not be more excited to share it all with all of you and to finally hear how you guys experience it, how you guys feel about it, comments, questions, suggestions, etc. Because this is really something that I've been working on from my heart. It has been quite a journey that I will share with you guys some other day. But that is the point of this little announcement. I'll talk more about the brand, I promise, once it launches, and about the backstory and how everything went into it. But it has been definitely a long journey, and I cannot wait for you guys to experience it. So make sure to log on to pillowtalkderm.com, sign up for the newsletter, and on Monday, you guys will get the access code exclusively to log on to the website and have access to the products for 48 hours only. All right, and with that, we are jumping into today's topic. Today, we are doing a video about debunking beauty claims, and this one has actually come from all of you. So I'm going to be reading screen names from people that I have gotten comments from on Shereene Idriss's Instagram handle, as well as Pillow Talk Derm's Instagram handle, because this is actually a video that all of you guys have decided are the biggest bullshit beauty claims out there today. And I'm going to go with the top 10, starting with number 10. Anna FH77 wrote in parentheses, eye cream, open quotes, erases dark circles instantly. Boom! I cannot agree with her more. This is one of the biggest bullshit beauty claims out there, because under eye circles can be due to many different things. And if it's genetics, how are you going to erase your genetic past instantly? Genetic, hereditary under eye circles that certain ethnicities are more predisposed to getting are much harder to erase than people who get hyperpigmentation from chronic rubbing. It's two separate sources of under eye circles that cannot be addressed by one single product. And number two, what if somebody has under eye darkness, not because of pigmentation, but because of vascularity, meaning you could see their veins, or they're just congested because of allergies? I don't know how an under eye circle can address hereditary pigmentation, chronic rubbing, lack of sleep, and vascularity all in one. That, my friends, does not exist. Number 9, we have Memory Cell writes, I've never tried cellulite creams, but they sound like such BS. I think trust your intuition. Cellulite cannot be treated, quote unquote, or reduced in appearance, quote unquote, with a cream. There is no scientific proof that cellulite creams are effective, Memory Cell, and I would say definitely trust your intuition, because it's not going to help reduce the appearance of cellulite on your body. In fact, if you think about what cellulite is, I'm going to make an analogy with a balloon. Imagine a balloon with a string is stuck to the ground, and the top of the balloon is the top of your skin. Now, the cellulite is usually fibrous bands that hold the balloon down. So the string is the fibrous band pulling on your skin to give you the appearance of a dimple. No cream, and I don't care if it is Einstein who produced it, will break that band, and your dimple will not pop. In order to reduce or relieve the appearance of cellulite, you do need to break the actual fibrous band that is pulling the skin down, and no cream in their right mind can actually do that. Number 8, Miss.Minimalist writes, products that claims to make pores smaller or invisible. And that esthetician life, right? Pores open and close? I agree. These two claims do not make any sense because honestly, if we didn't have pores, we would be dead. And that is the last thing I want to achieve from my skincare. I don't know about you, but that is me. The whole purpose of pores are to A, regulate your body temperature through sweating, and B, to ensure that your skin has the right levels of lubrication by secreting oils and making sure your skin is well balanced. So to say that you want to make your pores completely disappear or a product claims to make the pores appear invisible is BS. The whole purpose of pores is regulation, and you cannot shrink them to the point where they are invisible. You can, however, reduce their overall look by making sure they don't have gunk in them, by exfoliating regularly, cleaning them out through certain extractions once a month, especially if you're somebody who's extremely oily and has a lot of buildup, or by using products like retinol, vitamin A derivatives to make sure that the cellular turnover is happening at a slightly faster pace and that the skin cells are not as sticky and blocking your pores. But nothing is going to make them disappear. Number 7, we have Dana Ibrahim Moreno, who writes, Collagen Cream. And I agree, Collagen Cream is a joke. And I really get mad at brands that market their products with massive letters written on them, collagen. Because then you as a consumer think it's the collagen that's making the difference in this cream. When in fact, the moisturizer itself might have merit in moisturizing your skin without needing collagen written all across it. Because collagen, my friends, is way too big to be absorbed through your skin. It is literally like sticking a chicken cutlet on your thigh, hoping that your skin and your cheeks are gonna look like cutlets themselves. There's no way that that chicken's gonna get absorbed. Absolutely not happening. However, collagen powders is a discussion for another day. I did a deeper dive on that on Instagram and on TikTok. If you care, you guys, I posted it last week. It's not scrolling too far behind. Number 6, we have ZW Fried that writes that hydroquinone is bad. I agree with ZW Fried. Hydroquinone is not the devil. And last I checked, the studies that basically brought the fear of God in populations regarding hydroquinone were faulty. The first one was a study in which hydroquinone was laced with mercury. Mercury is often a substance that is used to lace hydroquinone on the black market to make it more effective because mercury is to break down hyperpigmentation. But mercury itself is toxic and not what you want to be using on your skin. So do not buy hydroquinone on the black market. Make sure you are using it from very reputable sources, prescriptions, and people. I would not be getting this from the black market. But number 2, the second study was like comparing asparagus to chocolate cake, two very different food groups. They gave rats obscene amounts of hydroquinone to be ingested systemically. I do not eat my hydroquinone, number 1. Number 2, rats and humans are two different species. You might argue that some humans are rats. I will not disagree with that. But most humans are not rats, okay? Nor do we absorb hydroquinone topically the same way a rat has it in their system when ingested in obscene amounts. So in that study, the rats developed kidney cancer. And there has been no link ever since that study that humans develop kidney cancer from topical hydroquinone. Less than 5% of your full body surface area being your face is very different than ingesting it and taking it orally in massive amounts. And so this one is a myth, a misconception that has been constantly repeated as fact and that people now believe to be true, which it truly isn't. Number 5, we have Idriss Escalante, who wrote, chemical free. I agree. Everything is a chemical and that narrative has to stop. If everything was not a chemical, we would not be living on this green planet. Literally, oxygen is a chemical, water is a chemical, air is a chemical. The chemicals make up this sweater and jewelry are made up of chemicals. Everything is a chemical, from what we ingest to what we put on our skin to what we are made up of to what we live and breathe is our chemicals. That myth has to be squashed. Number 4, Dr. Amare Dundo writes, medical grade BS. And I completely agree with Dr. Dundo here because medical grade means absolutely jack shito. There is no regulatory body who is regulating what medical grade means. It means nothing. It is basically a marketing term, and a lot of the brands that are quote unquote medical grade are often sold and distributed through licensed practitioners, physicians, estheticians, nurse practitioners, etc. It is a marketing stream that some brands choose to take to appear more serious compared to being sold at, for example, Sephora, Target, Ulta, etc., or CVS or Walgreens. And therefore, it is a brand choosing to say, I am medical grade because I'm being sold at offices and not to the masses at other retailers. But there's no regulatory body defining what medical grade is. And a lot of these brands don't even do clinical studies, don't even try to back up the products that they've created with actual studies to prove that they work. So there is nothing that is separating medical grade from the mainstream. Additionally, cosmeceuticals, that's another term that bothers me because both the FDA in the US and the EU law are transparent in saying that cosmeceuticals fall under the same legislations as cosmetics, and therefore they do not sit in their own special category. But yet brands throw these words around because they sound more scientific and they sound more legit and they sound more serious, and they think our IQ is pretty small. But the truth is, it makes no difference. Number 3, and I am very passionate about this one. John W. Homer, my friend. Clean beauty is such total BS. But what is even more frustrating is trying to explain its BS to someone who has fallen for it and is unwilling to hear the truth. That is the definition of brainwashing, by the way. When you are so convinced by something that you really do not want to hear what someone else has to say, and you really feel that that is just not reality, and you get upset and you get emotional and you get visceral about it, that's pretty much brainwashing. So thank you, John W. Homer, for spreading some light. But clean beauty, and I have written a paragraph on this because I am much more eloquent when I write my words out, and I wanted to read it to you because this is something that you guys really have to understand. That if you ever try to take a step back to find a regulated, uniform, data-backed, and cohesive definition of what clean beauty means, you will quickly realize that it does not exist. The definition varies from brand to brand, retailer to retailer, expert to expert, and therefore it is merely a subjective opinion imposed on consumers as facts. Facts that no longer get questioned because they are perpetually repeated, eventually turning into indoctrination, i.e. brainwashing. Facts delivered to the consumer through a veil of fear in order to coerce the consumer to buy into their narrative and to be scared to look beyond. And although I genuinely do believe that initially the intentions of the clean beauty movement were good and pure, because who doesn't want the best for their skin and their body, the current state of clean beauty is a mockery of human intelligence leading through marketing, fear, and prying off of insecurities. Boom! And I typed that out because that is how I feel, and I did not want that to get misconstrued. 2, and this is another one that I hold near and dear to my heart, hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid, Kristen Fulmer, HA is hydrating and necessary as its own step. We need to be spending $300 for a bottle of hyaluronic acid serum, or it needs to be in every single product on the market. Absolutely not. It is not the ultimate hydrator. It is a humectant. It is a greedy little BITCH, that is for sure, but it is not the best humectant on the market. When it is very big, it can't go through. Even when it is super small in low molecular weight HA and it has claims of going a little bit deeper, it doesn't even go that deep. It sits pretty much on the upper levels of your skin, holding onto water from your skin, dehydrating you slightly in the process. But what bothers me most about low molecular weight HA is that it is pro-inflammatory in the long run. It can lead to redness, it can lead to blotchiness, and it can lead to just overall slight inflammation. And inflammation is honestly the devil in the long run. I would rather use something consistently over time, like a retinol, at a very low dose than trying to blast your face off, inflaming your face in the process, because you're ultimately working against yourself. And that is my beef with HA. It just has a lot of money behind it. It has a lot of search engine optimization for brands when they include it in their products, and they include it in descriptions of their products so that they will pop up in your searches. But the truth of the matter is, you truly do not need it in every single step. Now, Is it going to plump your skin? Yeah, it will plump your skin. If you have a red carpet event or a photo shoot or a wedding or a party and you just want to look a little bit better for the under eyes, you can use it a little bit from now and again and then seal it in with a moisturizer. But you do not need to have it as a single step or use it in every single product of your skincare routine every single day. You just don't. Oh, and I have a whole YouTube video below if you want to watch. Last for this roundup, this is my number one favorite. Raya El Shukr wrote, rated number one by dermatologists. I never got a survey. I don't know who they're rating it. Like, who are the dermatologists? Did they do a massive survey of all dermatologists so that we can rate the products in order of preference? Because I never got a survey and I am a board certified dermatologist. So whenever I see that claim, I cannot help myself but to roll my eyes because it's not true. It is not necessarily rated number one by dermatologists. Maybe they had a panel of dermatologists who came together and rated that product as number one. And maybe that panel was made up of 2 dermatologists or 3 or 4 or 5, but we don't know. We have no idea. So that particular claim really bugs me because I never got a survey and I feel left out. And with that, those are our top 10 bullshit beauty claims that you guys are all sick of hearing and that I completely agree with. And next week, I will see you guys here on Pillow Talk Derm. See you guys next week.